Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. I love the background. It's very appropriate for what's happened in the last week or so, isn't it? We all witnessed Artemis 2 coming to Earth and celebrated their whole journey. I think many of us watched it during the time and when it was there. Afterwards, somebody had mentioned to me that I should look at the press conference. And so I started to watch it, and then I said, wait a second. I can tell right now this is going to be something I want to watch with my wife. It just seemed to be that meaningful. And sure enough, it was. And I've shared it now with two sessions at Strategic Coach, and I've had the opportunity to and challenge them to go watch it. And I've had quite a few people reach back to me and say, thank you very much for having me to go back and watch it. Let me give you a few takeaways. Now, if you're going to watch it, I have a link here that you can go to and watch it, and it's just 10 minutes long. If you try to find it on YouTube, it's a little bit tougher because you're going to get the whole show where people have all the speakers that get up, etc. You may want to watch that. I didn't. I started and said, no, it's kind of fluff. But so watch it to when the four astronauts all take their seats facing the audience, and then start from there. It's a little over 10 minutes long, but you'll get to hear each astronaut's take on what happened. It's worth it. Or you can just click on this link and it should take you right to that spot. That should be the whole conversation. Couple of takeaways. One, and you saw this as you listened to them, why they were up there. So you got peaks of it. But the dominant theme wasn't the rocket. It wasn't the mission. It wasn't even the science. I mean, we're all aware of the science. I think their biggest insight centered around love, overwhelmingly, for their teammates, for their families, and this planet, but especially an unashamed love for God and his creations. I can't imagine what the experience was like that brought him to that point. Second thing, Christina, she has been up in space almost for off and on for years. She's been asked before, what's the difference between a team and a crew? And she said, well, she just had kind of a pat answer. But getting back from the moon, she had the answer. And I think if you listen to her answer, that will change how you think about the people closest to you and about the people you get to work with and about the people that you love in your family. I think just sit back and listen to that. I think it makes sense. Another takeaway for me, of several, was the Canadian astronaut, Jeremy. And he introduced the world to something that his crew called, long before the launch, they called it the Joy Train. And they had traditions in the Joy Train where they synchronized their watches. And so traditions bring people together. They bring families together. They bring companies together. They bring astronauts together. So when things got a little bit loose, check your watch. Everybody got their watch. They were in sync. Traditions and rituals. But there was so much more than that. And the way he ended his remarks brought two countries to tears. A colleague from Canada told me she still can't talk about it without crying. In fact, I was on the phone with her before they landed and just mentioned it, and she started crying. There's something about our two countries at this time coming together and working together. It brings people together in such a marvelous way. And we get to experience this is happening in our day right now. It's about 10 minutes long. Watch it with someone you love. Come back and tell me what impressed you most. What will you use in your family or your business? And leave your answer in the comments so we can all see. These conversations are where ripples start. Are you building a team or are you building a crew? Let's create ripples that travel beyond generations. Have a meaningful week. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.